people. Tell people what's going on here. And we got applause. Hey, what's up, dudes? Hey, this is Johnny Bean. And normally this is called the Guitar ASMR Show on Sunday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. Normally I'm playing the guitar, making weird noises. But we'll be interviewing a band tonight called Doctor from Oakland, California. So let's start. Here we go, Johnny Bean TV. Hey, what's up?
What's up, Johnny?
What's up, dudes?
Hey, man. Thank you for having us.
Hey,
it.
good to see you guys. And normally I've got like a much bigger intro and stuff, but I just gotta let our Facebook friends into the show here really quickly.
The intro was really great.
Yeah, that was a quick intro.
Nothing's missing.
I'm gonna have to make a new intro for the Sunday nights where I do interviews. Because like I said, normally Sunday nights, the actual card for like Sundays, I actually do like guitar reviews. I do guitar unboxings, and I call it the Guitar ASMR Show. And I do product demos like the Walking on the Moon Andy Summers flanger, stuff like that. And so usually that's the Sunday night thing, but we had scheduled this interview on the Sunday night, and it's perfect because I'm looking to do more interviews these days.
I guess we should make some sexy sounds right now.
Ooh. I have a guitar. I do have a guitar I can talk about. And
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. We can talk about that. But first, to make this a real show, I need to say hello to the top tier. We have channel membership here on Johnny Bean TV. We have viewers that help make these shows possible. It's like it's like public broadcasting, but it's where I don't know, worldwide now. But the top tier of channel membership here on Johnny Bean TV, it's awesome. The top tier are the executive producers, and they are currently Sherman Callahan, 40 Grit, Michael B. Live, CC, Nova 9, Michael Smith, Music Therapy Laz, R. Habs, Warlag, Patty Dill, Fairfield Guitar Co., Majestic PB and J Cat, Guitar Man 45, and Janice Lala. Those are the executive producers. Thank you for your continued supporting these shows. So you guys were live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch as well. And as I was just telling the doctor, just telling the doctors here that I came back from TwitchCon horribly ill. So I don't know. Do you have any recommendations on what I should do?
Alka-Seltzer, man.
I've been drinking the 365
line. Pill are you sponsored by? We feel like we should be doing that.
Oh man,
you're sounding great. Thank you so much for powering through this and having us on.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's first of all, let's introduce you guys. So we got Alex. We got Alex right there. We got Adrian on guitar, and Karl. Right?
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. My mom actually watches this show. So she'll be
Hi, Johnny.
She'll be saying, hey. Let's get into it. So first of all, how did you guys find this show?
So I feel like about 6 or so months ago, you interviewed Jamie from Orbit 17. And Jamie is a local musician friend of ours. Yep, that one.
Yeah.
So Orbit 17, awesome local band here in the Bay Area. We played with them. They sound amazing.
Great time.
And so Jamie and I were talking. She was like, we talked with Johnny Bean. it was a cool interview. You guys should reach out to him. That's how I eventually reached out to you.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you reached out to me. I think Instagram, I guess, because it seemed like we were talking through Instagram, and
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, Jamie. Orbit 17 is awesome. I went and I saw them when they played a gig, and then actually I live streamed their gig as well on the channel here, and I think one of these days I'm gonna have to make it to one of your gigs and live stream the gig as well, because we were talking, behind the scenes, and I was telling you guys, well, hey, it looks like you have a gig coming up somewhat local to me, but I have a gig as well that same day, so can't do that, but maybe the next one.
We'll definitely figure it out.
Yeah. And you guys, well, hey, so how did you meet? How did you get started playing music?
So Alex and I met in a rowing club, may have been mentioned. And when the pandemic hit, everyone's like, shit, what do we do with our time? What do we do with our lives? Alex was like, Adrian, you played guitar before, right? I'm like, yeah, I suppose. So we got together, we played guitar, we started learning some covers, we played bars for about a year, deep pandemic, outside on the sidewalk, basically. And I was like, hey, let's write some originals. So we wrote some originals. Let's release an EP. We released an EP. Let's go on tour. We went on tour. Let's get a drummer. We got Karl.
Notice how that step came much further along in the process.
It just escalated in a very beautiful way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like we've really built this up.
Right on. That actually that brings up one of my questions. I was reading on your bio, which, by the way, you guys, you can check out their website, drdrband.com. There is a bio there. I was reading that, and actually I'm still reading it. It's right here. And am I right? So it looks like it looks like Alex and Adrian, you guys got together. Says you picked up some old instruments, started jamming, and then you had said Karl came along a year later, a couple years later. Were you playing to a drum machine in the beginning? That's what it kind of sounds like.
We had an iPad. Our iPad was lovingly named Rob the Robot. So we were playing with Rob for about a year or so. And Rob was doing an okay job. Every now and again, he'd just flake out on us, and that was inappropriate in the middle of a show. At least when Karl flakes out on us in the middle of a show, I can turn to him and give him an evil stare.
I was gonna say it's a lot like me, except Rob kept better time. So,
but like Rob the Robot did not have quite the energy that Karl does. So we're extremely happy that Karl has blessed us with his presence.
Mm-hmm. So I would think with having an actual drummer, it would really expand your songwriting, the performances, the recordings as well.
yeah, I haven't been able to do as much recording with the guys yet. Been a lot of the explosions have really come more in the live setting. Definitely, I like to bring a lot of energy to shows, and just having the kind of live drums. These guys will tell you that. Yeah, it's a much more vibrant, explosive atmosphere with actual cymbals being hit behind you, an actual snare being hit rather than just the drum machine.
Well, there's just an iPad falling over.
I mean, I'm also much better looking than the iPod too.
Yeah. Let's see. So what who are your influences? What bands? Each of you. I'll ask you individually. Alex. Who did you grow up on listening to?
So I am a Maynard stan. So put Tool at the top of my list. I love Perfect Circle. I love Pussifer. One of our Adrian and my overlapping influences is Coheed and Cambria. So Coheed is pretty high on my list. And then Muse is also pretty high on my list as well. So if we're talking 1, 2, 3, let's put Tool, Coheed, and Muse top for me.
Yeah, Coheed for songwriting, Periphery for vocals, and Dream Theater for lead guitar writing.
Yeah, I come from a much more punk metal vein of music. Like my growing up, favorite band still is to some extent was Avenged Sevenfold. The White Album is just flawless. And then also I grew up drumming to a lot of Travis Barker, a lot of Sum 41, just the really fast punk stuff was always just a blast to play with. Other than that, System of a Down is definitely a big, just I'd like to write. I love their musical style. I love how epic and grandiose it can be at times. And so, yeah, I'd love to try to emulate that if I can at parts, but yeah.
Very cool. So how do you guys write? How do you guys write your songs?
Inconsistently.
So actually, one of the reasons why we reached out to you now is that we have a new EP coming out on this coming Friday, less than a week away. And for that one, so this is the last EP, quote unquote, that Karl is not on / barely on. He actually
I made the cut.
We used a session drummer, but Karl squeezed in as a vocalist in a choir in one of the sections on that EP. But
cool.
The way that Adrian and I have written all of our first EP and basically all of this second one is we'll get together, we'll jam for a little bit, we'll be okay, here's a riff that works, or here's a structure that works, or we won't even be together, and I'll just send him something. I'll be here's a garage band or
pandemic shit,
Logic, right? And then I'll be cool. Hey, I think I have a bass line that'll work with this. Can you write me a guitar part that'll go with this? And he'll be yeah, great.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was listening to a lot of your stuff on Spotify, and I did hear some very interesting it seemed like the bass was the lead in some of the stuff, some heavily distorted bass stuff, and I can just imagine live that stuff just being amazing, especially with the real drummer, not an iPad.
Yeah, I kind of took over the rhythm section a little bit, but I try to leave some room on stage for Alex. Bass is still very important.
A little bit of a rush aspiration.
We've definitely been now getting into writing as a trio, which you won't hear necessarily on that EP that we're releasing on Friday. But I feel like Karl's song is the furthest ahead of our next EP or whatever we release after this.
Yeah.
And Karl has I'll let you talk to that ethos.
I mean, yeah, I feel like since I've come in, it's been a similar songwriting experience that I've had than what they just described. We send each other clips and snips on, Messenger about, oh, hey, here's a riff, here's a drum beat, here's something we're working on. Sometimes one of also read it a bit more. I wrote this one nautical themed song that we're kind of working on right now. And for that one, I wrote kind of most of it, just sketched the outline and brought it to these guys. I recorded a shitty demo and was all right, let's see if we can build this up. And yeah, so, we each bring either different riffs or chords to the table, or we'll, start jamming. We record 2 hours of jamming and we're all right, let's cut this and this and this out and see if we can make something with that. So yeah, the songwriting has been a lot of fun.
I think one of the things that we do a little bit different to a lot of bands is we tend to write separately. Like, we do not do a ton of jamming together when we write. Like, we practice together all the time, obviously, but like for writing, we're like, okay, let me write my part, then you take a stab at it and you write your part. Yeah, we tend to do it in series rather than in parallel.
I feel like that too has still a lot to do with like the genre that we're like going for, like more prog rock. So, you know, different time signatures, changes in tempo, that kind of thing. It's a lot harder to just like jam that out and just kind of like have a long jam session switching from like 3 to 7 to 6 or whatever we want to do. So it's a lot easier if like Alex can like bring in a crazy bass line and then being like, all right, I'll like try to get some drums for these, and then we like workshop the drums together kind of thing. So I think the genre of music kind of dictates how we write it a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So how long have you guys been playing, like, individually?
Like, I started like high school 10, 15 years ago.
High school more years than that ago.
I don't feel the need to get into how long I've been out of high school.
Right.
So.
Next question. I'm just kidding.
Are you guys still in high school?
Oh God, I almost did.
The beards kind of throw people off when we go into algebra, and they're like, "Why are you here?"
Actually, my music journey, I started on the oboe in elementary school. Like, when kids were being given orchestra instruments, I was like, okay, I guess I'll take this thing because no one else is taking it. I played that for a few years, and then like my parents were like, okay, you're not doing anything with this. Let's get you an instrument that's a little bit more useful. So I switched to acoustic 6-string, played that for a few years, and then switched over to bass in high school. Yeah, and then I like when I went off to college, I basically hung up my bass guitar until the start of the pandemic. Right before the pandemic started, I was visiting my folks, and I was like, oh, I got this thing hanging on the wall, not doing anything. I'll just bring it back with me. Maybe I will get inspired. And then literally 2 months later, there was nothing else to do other than just play music. So I relearned the bass guitar almost from scratch.
You got inspired real quick.
I did.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm a musician, a guitarist myself, and I've been playing for a number of years. I've been in a number of bands, many different situations, you know, all that stuff, and it's like I can go like weeks without playing, you know, like playing an instrument or whatever, but then when I pick it up, I'm like right back at it. It's like it never left. And for me, myself, I write original music and stuff, and every time I pick up a guitar, I just end up writing. That's just kind of how it is. And so I'm always having to remember stuff, or I have to record it or whatever. So, but I know everybody's different, you know, as far as practice or you know, being able to, you know, play or whatever. But hey, let's say hello. We got a bunch of people here in the chat. Actually, let's say hello. Let's see. We got my knees hurt. I want to be a musician. Hey, you can be a musician.
Dude, my knees been hurting for months.
We are with you.
Well, my knees hurt. You say you want to be a musician? You can be. I promise.
You can be. So, do you guys want to tell them? I don't know. I think we said this off the air. How did you guys meet? Did I say that on here, or that was off the air? Right? I don't remember.
In a running club, yeah.
Shout out to East Bay Beer.
Yeah, so we're out in Oakland right now, over at Adrian's apartment. We all three of us met through this group called East Bay Beer Runners. It's a group meets at a bar on Tuesday nights around like 6 o'clock, goes out for a 4-mile run, comes back and just hangs out and drinks. Adrian and I met back in 2018. We didn't start playing together until 2020 plus the pandemic. And then Karl also like randomly showed up at this group, like a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
So random.
Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, yeah. It was like, yeah, I don't know. I started coming. I was doing the group for a few months and I actually chatted with Alex a couple times before even knowing he played music or was in a band.
Yeah.
And then one night I was chatting with one of our friends and she noticed me doing this on top of the table because I'm a drummer and that's just what we do. And she was like, "Do you play drums?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You should talk to Alex. They need a drummer." And that was it. I listened, and then he told me all about the band, and we were talking about similar influences, our likes, like, oh, Coheed, they fucking rule. And then on the car ride home, I just listened to their EP, and I was like,
Work with this.
yeah. First of all, these guys rule. Second of all, I can play it. And that more than anything stuck out.
Cool. Right on.
But
So is that weekly? Is that a weekly thing that you do the running club? Or don't they say it's a drinking club? Usually it's a drinking club with a running problem, right?
That's a different thing.
That's usually what it is. I have an old friend who did this same thing about 20 years ago. Yeah, it was a running club.
The three of us also do that, which we're talking about, but that is slightly different.
Yeah, here's a shocker. There's actually multiple drinking running clubs that we're all involved in.
Yeah,
it's not just the one.
So this one that we're talking about, East Bay Beer Runners, like this is the gateway running and drinking club. There are deeper holes that you can get into.
Cool.
This is why all our merch is like running tech shirts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fun fact.
Oh, okay. All right, that's starting to make sense now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's making sense. Okay, if you guys go to drdrband.com, there's the website right there. I'm looking at it on this other monitor here. Yeah, I do see. Do you have a merch section?
We don't sell merch online, which means that y'all will have to just come to one of our gigs or invite us to play at your spot.
Yep.
Also, okay, let's be real. Like, if you follow us, most of the social media that we play at is Instagram at Dr. If you follow us on Instagram and just message us, we will send you a shirt if you would like a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can.
Whoa.
We have not yet set up our official merch website. And yes, it's been
There's your
multiple.
Instagram.
Yes, that is my fault.
There we go. There's your Instagram right there.
Yeah. Thanks for the plugs.
There you go. Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you guys check out their Instagram, Dr. Band, yeah, you do see. You guys have a lot of photos, and and I think I do see some merch in. You guys are wearing some shirts. That
We are.
look like
Yes.
running shirts. Oh, and you have regular shirts too.
Take
That have
us
your
to the top.
logo.
What prefer it, Johnny?
Oh, it's not stream, is it?
Okay. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
I see that. I do have an OnlyFans. I actually do have one.
Nice.
Because there are musicians on there too. It's not just.
I realize it's not only for the thing that everybody thinks it's for.
Although it helps if you have to get that stuff out. I mean, you can go there and do that. So.
Really, just going too bird.
Right.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. So check out their Instagram. It's awesome. Give them a follow. Here, I'll put it in the chat here again. And yeah, we got a lot of people here. I do have some questions in the chat. You guys have questions, comments? I did see some things here. Peggy is saying, so who does the singing? Who's the singer?
Mostly Adrian and I. I'll say like 60-40. On stage, it's probably closer to 50-50, but in our recordings, it's probably like 60 or more to 40 or less.
It's the two of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the track
Mhm.
and the day.
Yeah.
Mhm. So does that mean both of you write the lyrics? Like you write the lyrics together, or you just sing
We kind of take
each
lead
other's words?
on different songs and kind of write the lyrics per song. But when it comes to singing, like we'll mix and match, do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not so worked up about myself that I can't admit that I think Adrian has better pitch control than I do. So I feel like usually, like I'm like, if we need like solid pitch control, pitch it to Adrian. I might have some better like growls than you do. So if we need like harsh vocals in the background,
There's
yeah,
a place
that might
above
be me.
us. There's a place above us, and we fill those places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So let's talk about your guitar. You're
Hell
still
yeah.
holding that?
We've all
All right,
been
I'm gonna
waiting
get a
for it.
refill. I'll be right back.
And where's the iPad? Can we see the iPad too?
You mean Rob?
Actually, we didn't bring either.
Where's Rob at?
Rob's
Who's sitting on the iPad?
Rob's
Oh, you
home.
guys are you're probably like doing the show on the iPad, huh?
It's like my work laptop. Don't tell
Rob
them.
is now also the camera guy. Yeah. So what kind of guitar do you play?
So I recently got this Aristides, 7-string, fan frets, headless, little baby. I went to a music festival in Manchester, UK, and a bunch of like they had a bunch of music vendors upstairs, like showing off their wares. They're like, "Hey, try these out." And I went there and I tried. Aristides had a booth, and I tried it, and I'm like, "This is amazing. This feels so good." It like cleared off. It was like like between my hands and my head, it eliminated that little barrier there.
Mm-hmm.
It just did what you wanted it to do.
Exactly. I don't have to think about it. All of these guitars are custom made. Yep. Sorry.
Was your previous guitar headless?
No.
Because that's a big switch.
You'd think that. My previous guitar, I've been playing for like 15 years now. Not headless. The headless part was, I would say, this not a big change. There are other things that were a big change. I'll tell a full story. I got home after this music festival in Manchester. There was a guy in LA selling this guitar used. I'm like, yep, that's the build I would more or less get for myself. So I did. Yeah. So it's fan frets. So like the lower strings have a longer scale length than the higher strings. That I think was the biggest change for me. Something
So the fanned frets, those are the frets they go sideways, right?
It's not parallel.
Right? Fanned frets.
So like neutral position for you is about 7, right? Like
Yeah.
So like the fret perpendicular to the fretboard is around 7.
Sure. Yeah. It basically means like the frets aren't where you expect them to be.
Yeah. Yeah, the fanned frets. Yeah, I feel like I used to work at a guitar shop in Berkeley
Mhm.
Which
many
one?
years ago. It's called Subway.
Okay.
Do you guys know that shop?
Don't.
Had a
You
couple
ever heard of
sandwiches.
that? Sandwiches? I wouldn't eat a sandwich from that place. And you'll trust me. You'll if you go over there, you'll understand. Um, but anyway, I worked there like well, it's been a lot of years since, but I worked there in the '90s. I used to sell guitars to like Green Day. Green Day used to come in all the time. Rancid used to come in. My
Yeah.
sister actually used to hang out with who's the guy Armstrong from Rancid. Tim. Do you guys
Okay.
know Tim Armstrong? Do you know him? My sister used to hang out with him. My sisters used to hang out with all these bands, all these guys back in the day, and like my sister's friends were in all Green Day's music videos. Gilman Street was a huge thing, way back, way long time ago.
We played a couple of shows there. We always have a
Oh, cool,
Still an amazing space.
Yeah.
cool.
So much.
Yeah, I used to hang out there in a long time ago. Probably like close to 30 years ago. I used to hang out over there. But anyway, I used to work at the shop called Subway Guitars, and one of the guys that worked there in the 70s, I think, is the inventor of the fanned fret guitar.
No
His
shit.
name's
Okay.
Ralph. His name's Ralph Novak. So if you're interested,
Okay.
and you can look that up. I think that's true. I think that's the truth. The truth.
I want to like knock on his door and like invite myself in and be like, hey, tell me about your guitar.
Here's my
experience.
Aristides.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really
So
cool.
anyway, yeah. So anyway, so your guitar. So you got that. You got that. You got it used. That's your main. Is it your main? Your main
Yeah.
guitar? Mm-hmm.
Yes, at this point. I mean, it's been like 6 weeks, really.
And so you,
Mhm.
you used to be an Ibanez guy, right?
I am an Ibanez guy.
because not everybody can have one of these.
I love Ibanez. Ibanez does everything really well, but I kind of stumbled upon this Aristides, and that's where I'm trying to push myself now. Yeah. Yeah.
Did it come with a case?
Become gay.
Came with a
There was
case.
a
My
case
knees hurt.
too? Oh,
I don't.
right
I don't
on.
know. If you, this is a 7-string.
Right on.
It's
And I.
It's a 7.
Uh,
Oh yeah, let's
7.
see that. It looks active too.
active toast Fishman Abbasis.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. You got that floating
There you go.
crown.
super pretty.
Love
Short
that
back.
shit. Yeah. Gold
Oh
hardware.
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh, cool.
My previous guitars are also white, which is not that important to me, but now I'm consistent.
It was coincidence, and now it's a theme.
It totally works.
But for me as bassist, I'm like, okay, I have my frequencies, and Adrian has his frequencies. Wait, he's invading on my frequencies, lower and lower strings.
With that extra string.
Mhm.
One of the songs that we wrote called Second Opinion, Adrian bought an 8-string Ibanez that's still sitting in his place, and like I don't know, I guess we'll use it someday again, but it feels like the 7-string does most of what you want that to do.
A string is fun, but the guitar itself is lower end, and this one does 90% of everything that we need to do for that song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever play 6-string or 6-string like now, like you've grown up?
Sometimes.
Six-string isn't a real guitar nowadays, you know.
No, I learned on 6-string. That's how I feel about string. I'm honestly better on 6 strings than anything else. But I'm these days I want to push myself a little further. So yeah, trying to throw on that extra string.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, the extra string does bring the extra range.
Yep.
You know of how'd that work though? I guess going lower. You know, doing lower.
It's lower, yeah.
Lower stuff. You know, unless you flip it,
Yep,
you
yep.
make the higher strings higher, or I don't.
It would probably break.
we've got the B, which means that a lot of our songs now are getting written in B.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, having either the 8th string or the 7th string would definitely, your songwriting it would influence your songwriting, I guess.
Yeah.
You know how many notes you have, and well, cool. So what? Real quickly,
And like nobody wants to know. Like,
huh?
I was just gonna say, like, nobody wants to admit that like standard guitar tuning on a 6th string pushes people to write an E or E minor.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like some of the comments around here that I'm reading.
I was just looking at those too.
Why don't we see 7 and 8 string acoustics from Jeff T? If they do, nobody talks about them. Yeah, man.
I've never seen a
I've never heard of that. The only like multi-string acoustic I've ever seen has been like a 12 string where each of the strings is accompanied by just like a much smaller string to go with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've met.
I think they do make those. I think those are available. I mean,
I feel
but
like those are in the same category as like acoustic basses. Yes, they exist.
They're out there.
But
Mhm.
nobody plays them. I don't know. I've never met anyone who owns an acoustic bass. I do not. So yeah.
That'd be fun though. That'd be really cool.
I used to.
Really?
I gave it away. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a buddy. So like my next thing. So I play a Jackson at the moment. My next thing, instrument wise, is I should try a fretless bass. Yeah, that'd be cute.
Maybe an upright one.
I don't think I'm willing to go quite that deep.
Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
Also, I want to answer Peggy's question real quick. What kind of music do you guys play? We are a prog rock band, so that stands for progressive rock. It's the kind of rock that has a bunch of weird time signatures, interesting chord progressions, polyrhythms, which is like multiple like beats going on at the same time. So it's like the jazz of like rock and metal, I guess would be a way to say that.
That's a good answer. The jazz
What
of
can I
rock
say?
and
All
metal.
of this.
That's a good. I like that. I like that. Do you guys listen to jazz? Do you listen
Sometimes.
to like proper jazz music or how far do your guys' influences, or even just like what you guys listen to, how spread out is that? Because on my shows here on my channel, I'm always telling people I listen to everything. I listen
You
to
go
everything there is. I never say no to any type of music, because you never know where the influence will come from. You know.
I love that. So I feel like one of the reasons why we work well together as a band is, especially Adrian's tastes in rock are very deep and fairly narrow, and my tastes are like shallow as anything but very broad. So I'm like, I will listen to Britney Spears, I will listen to electro swing, I will listen to glitch, I will listen to some EDM. I probably don't listen to enough proper jazz. So that's a hole in my music taste. But whenever we need to come up with like, oh, what is this guitarist of this band that we really should know? He knows, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because
like,
if
where
you're
does that fit for you, Karl? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd say for me, I listen to. So what's up, Johnny?
Oh, I was gonna say, if you're gonna try fretless bass, then you're gonna want to listen to a lot of jazz, because
You've got to
fretless
get
bass is the bass of jazz music. You know, electric bass,
Yeah.
electric fretless. I actually have one.
Oh yeah.
I have all these instruments.
Okay. I'm on my way over right now to sign up.
But yeah. So what else? So you've got your Jackson that you play. You've got your again. What's your
I do,
guitar?
yeah.
What type of guitar is that?
Aristides from Belgium.
Ar-
At
Art-
Aristides Guitars. Aristedes.
Something like that. Yeah.
At Aristides Guitars, I want to
Aristides.
say is their Instagram.
Yeah.
Aristides. I've heard of
Type
them.
it in.
I'm thinking maybe I've seen them at the NAMM show. Maybe.
It's probably not him. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
One of the reasons why Adrian had to buy this guitar used is because they don't keep an inventory. So like you can't order one, have it shipped to you. Like you have to get it custom built.
They're all custom made.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a year at yeah. So I drove down to LA to pick one up.
Oh, cool. And then what kind of drums do you play?
Mainly the snare and the hi-hat. Getting to fit a lot of kick drum into there.
Just anything?
That's a good question. I've been kind of Frankensteining a kit together just based off of what I'm just slowly incorporating new pieces to it. I bought the shells that I currently play for practicing and rehearsing off of my housemate, who's a big musician. And so, yeah, and now I'm just slowly trying to like rip stuff out. I think next on my list of things is going to be cymbals. I want a new hi-hat setup just because, cymbals, you can tune toms, you can tune a snare, you can, get new skins, you can make those, you can kind of pump those up. But like cymbals are just kind of as they are. There's not a lot of tweaks you can make to those. So I think that's going to be the next step in my kit's evolution is just, expanding the brass that surrounds it.
Mm-hmm. And
as far
you
as
don't mind the,
I got
brand?
no brand recommendations for you. I got no plugs. My double kick pedal is a DW 3000. It's great. I'll plug that, I guess, because it's the most sophisticated piece of tech that I have. But
Want to sponsor us?
DW, if you're listening to this, I could use a 9000. Just saying. The kit just kind of comes together as it was. I mean, it's funny with drums, like I backline most of the stuff we play live. So bring to the table in our live shows are going to be the cymbals, the snare. So that's why I also want to kind of prioritize, if I'm talking about upgrades or stuff, new gear I want to get, cymbals are going to be at the top of that list just because that's going to have the biggest impact, not only for just like when we do demos, but also for our live shows too. That's going to be what the crowds hear, and that's what I want to sound good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool with drummers. I mean, you can kind of Frankenstein kits together with whatever, and it's like unless only other drummers would know.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun Instagram pages and Reddit like crazy
I bet.
kit setups.
Yeah, it's like only drummers know. Wait a minute, that bass drum doesn't go with that tom or that whatever.
Literally one time I was coming later to a live show, and so I gave these guys like all the pieces to my drum kit, and like I took pictures of it. I sent them pictures like, all right, this is where the snare needs to be, this is where like the cymbals, and they did a good job.
He was like, I need you guys to assemble this because I don't have time in time. I'm gonna be there like right before we play.
Yeah.
And we were like, how do we assemble a drum kit?
Weird Barbie.
Yeah, it was exactly Weird Barbie. They did a good job, and they sold me never again. So
You brought back out the iPad. Rob.
I took one look at it. I was like, you know what? Where's Rob? There's not enough time.
I think something actually broke on the drum kit that day, but it wasn't anything that we assembled. And I was like, yes.
Something did go wrong. My kick pedals came off of the bass drum because I didn't tighten it down enough. And I was just like, of course, one thing that comes off, I can't blame them on. I have to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, well that's cool. And I have a question. Speaking of the iPad, Do you
Where is
use?
Rob? We gotta get
Shoot, he's gone.
I mean, I'm just asking. Like, I actually don't know this. I'm just wondering. It seems like it could work in your music, and maybe you do this. Do you guys use samples? Do you use like live samples in your music, or did you?
I'm going to say that we use some of our recordings. So when we record like obviously we can record however many layers we want to, right? So then when we play live, we tend to try to keep it simple. But for some of our songs, we're like, okay, like we're already playing with the backing track. Let's just like play some of our live samples back. So we have a song called Dear off of our next EP, DEAR.
Come out
to
next
be
week.
clear.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we play that live, we play that to a click track, and we play it with the like synths that we have recorded, which we have some violins in there, we have some like church organ in there. It's very proggy.
Freaking rad, man. It's, it's so cool.
We're loving ourselves there. But actually we do like it. So like some of the live samples that Adrian recorded for that, we play back as part of the backing track because there are enough layers in it that all of them at the same time. Yeah.
Short answer, yes.
Yeah.
You wanted the long answer, right?
Very cool. Oh yeah, I mean, as long the answers can be as long as they could be on this show. Yeah, and one of the reasons I asked that is because the band Orbit 17, the ones that introduced you guys to me, to this, they use like backing tracks and sampling, and I think Jamie, she had like she used a laptop with all these sounds and all this cool stuff going on, and I was just wondering, since you used to have
I got my
iPad,
MacBook right next to me on stage for Dear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I just hit play, and then I wait for the click track to go like a measure, and then I come in, and then the song kicks off, and that was actually a whole process of trying to figure out how we can like rig everything so that we got the click track going to my ears, and then the synths and the backing tracks and everything else going to the PA. So that took a bit of trial and error, but we got there. It sounds really great. Like
Still better than Rob,
obviously. But yeah, it's a fun addition to the live set for sure. That's one of my favorite songs to play live, because not only do I like get the click track on that, but just like the synths add so many layers to it. Like it's just it's a huge epic proggy piece that's just fun. It's just a fun piece. So yeah, definitely give that one a listen on the new.
while
And
we're
what's
looking over here.
the title of that song again?
Dear, DEAR.
Dear.
Dear. Off of the EP that we are releasing on Friday, November 3rd, called Second Opinion. Listen to it everywhere.
There you go.
It'll be on BART. It'll be on the bus. It's going to be everywhere.
Be a guy with a boombox.
And it'll
Honestly,
be on
if we could just pay a bunch of things like that, like outside of some BART station, that is a promo campaign that I am willing to endorse.
I would do it.
Brilliant.
It'll definitely be. You'll have links to it on your website, Dr. Band.
Yeah, so you were links to and to the stream. We have our Spotify link on our website. If you have Spotify, please us to your Spotify, and then you will see our EP when it drops on it.
Oh, right on. Let me see. Actually, I was over there earlier. Spotify. Here we go. Let's see. Is it this? I think it's this link. Yeah, we'll try that. I'll put that link in the chat.
In the meantime, I'm gonna scroll up on the chat here. Peggy, thank you. Yes, we are hacking this shit as we go along. But yes, it does work for us all.
What's the question?
Okay. Peggy Bushard says, "Hey, as long as it works for you guys, it's all good."
It's all good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and sometimes the chat they talk to each other too. So sometimes it can be like, I don't know, but don't forget to smash that thumbs up, you guys. I totally forgot to say that. Smash that thumbs up, smash that subscribe.
Word.
Do you guys have a YouTube channel for your band?
No,
We don't.
not big on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram.
The Instagram,
as far
seems
as information about upcoming releases, like definitely give us a follow on Instagram at Dr. Band.
We're big on Weibo.
Not big on Weibo.
We're not big on Weibo.
And
We're
OnlyFans.
small on Weibo.
I told you guys I'm on
Oh my
OnlyFans. I just haven't used it yet. One of these days I'll probably have to, you know. But so your Instagram is like your biggest. You're on Facebook. You got
We
your
are on
Facebook as well.
Facebook very, very occasionally. I feel like
Mhm.
is Facebook cool anymore?
No,
Like
Instagram's really
like I'm the oldest of these guys. Like Facebook came up in my day. Like
Yeah.
I was in college when Facebook popped up.
yeah. I was in high school. I remember thinking at the time, "Oh, this is stupid. It's just like MySpace. There's no way it's gonna beat it out." Boy, was I right.
Oh,
The kids these days, though, they're all on TikTok. If we were to like expand our like
if
social
you wait
media
long
presence,
enough, if you wait long enough,
it's gonna
you will
come
be
back
right.
around.
You're-
You think it's gonna?
I mean, I think you are right now. It's like, well, who the fuck cares about Facebook, right?
True.
I'm like Facebook does event management better than basically anything else, better than Instagram, better than probably anything.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like if I could get off of Facebook, I would.
Yeah, it's the events, really.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I hang.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm never on it. I miss a lot of events too because I never check the events.
Right.
Mhm.
I just all day, every day.
I do know that about every time. So, like, we have a lot of friends in common on Facebook, and every time that somebody posts something, I'm like, Adrian Morrison has liked this post. I'm like, God damn it! Like, when did you see this?
I was just shitting. And,
That's what social media is really the best for.
Yeah.
It's toilet time more than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys. I mean, from experience, you know, I've been in bands for years and a musician, and I've been doing the YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2006, and I've been doing like talk shows on the channel here for almost 9 years. And with any kind of like business or project or band or whatever it is, the more you can be, the better, you know? Like I'm on pages you guys haven't even heard of, you know? Like I'll show you guys this card here.
no doubt.
You were absolutely
this.
right.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and
Look at this. This is basically all the like the main places where I post content to, you know? And there's stuff like Lemonade. Like what's that? I don't even know, but I'm there, you know?
Jesus. On Reddit.
Mastodon. What's that? Who
Influencers
knows?
powered by Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm an Amazon influencer too. Yeah, I sell products. I do all kinds of online stuff. But I guess what I'm
feel like
saying
I
is,
know most of those. Like I was
Mhm.
looking at that list. I'm like, I think I know most of those. How are you on IMDb? What are you on? What's that?
IMDb.
Yeah.
That's for like acting.
What are you on IMDb?
He just has an account. It's just where he likes all his movies.
Have you been in a movie?
Probably. I've done it for a long time. I can't remember everything. But I do. But I do have
scripts.
But IMDb does consider YouTube shows as shows. So I actually have a whole list of like all my YouTube shows on IMDb.
Okay.
You know, so I'm credited for like acting
So
and
we go on IMDb
writer.
and search for Johnny
whatever.
B, and we can find.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, but no, what I'm saying though is like the more you know, but I know it takes time. Like, trust me, I run this entire, like, everything I do everything myself. Sometimes I'll have people around me, you know, like co-hosts that I'm on shows with and stuff, but everything I do on my channel you've seen it's all me. And you know, I have to post to all those places. You know, if I have something coming up, I got to do this and do this and do that, and I have to remember all this stuff. But especially though, like if you're in a, you know, I mean, you know, I guess I'm kind of a band. You know, I play, you know, guitar here, you know, my channel and stuff. But I would say definitely don't give up on Facebook, because everybody in the world is there, you know, and if you have a show coming up, you can create a post on there or whatever and get like 100 people, you know, possibly out of those 100 likes, you know, locally, you can probably get some people out, you know, to the show by advertising on that, you know.
Yeah, I know you're right.
And the worldwide point is a good point. We're actually about to go up in Amsterdam. Where was it again?
It's Denmark. I
Denmark.
think we had some magazine in Denmark that actually Metalized magazine. If anyone from Metalized magazine in Denmark, it's the biggest and widest distributed metal magazine in Denmark.
It's like since like the 70s.
Yes, we will be in Metalized magazine in the next issue.
Oh, cool. Congratulations. That's awesome.
We're
awesome.
69% sure.
That's awesome, man.
Also, my knees
Yeah,
hurt. It's
and then
great to
what
have a lover in the chat. Possums, raccoons, like, keep it up.
Perfect.
I have a cat that loves to eat raccoons
kind
and
of scrolling.
possums.
I'm loving the shot right now. I had a skunk come through the yard the other day. I had to chase it off with a broom.
Oh no!
I'm not going to leave food out for that guy.
Oh my gosh! Well, dang. Well, hey, you guys, this has been awesome. We're about out of time. It's almost an hour. Any last info? You have a record coming out again? What's the date?
Our EP Second Opinion is coming out on all of the music platforms. If you go to Dr. Band, you can find our Spotify, you can find our Apple Music. I don't know that we put links to any platform, but everything else is also going to have it on it.
Yeah.
If you want to support us, we would love you to come and say hello to us on @Dr. Band on Instagram. Yeah, and the EP.
Yeah, come to us.
If you love it, tell us. You tell us that tell us we suck. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, we like all comments, good or bad. It boosts engagement. So even if you don't like it,
Oh yeah,
post
definitely.
it, and then share it, read it, and then let's get
If
the
you
word out.
tell us why you think Adrian fucked the song up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, right on. And then as far as shows coming up, Let's
I was
see.
gonna say,
Yeah, come to live shows. They're a lot of fun. We got people singing along, like no joke. The energy is always really fun, and the bands we play with freaking slap. So yeah, we got one at Golden Bowl in a couple Tuesdays on the 7th, and then in Oakland, and then in San Jose at S27 Brewery on the 11th, I believe, of November.
That's right. Both of those shows are important, and if you're in the Bay Area, pick whichever one is better for you,
Or both.
or yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I will
And
say
you're playing Gilman? You're playing Gilman in February?
Next
we're
year.
playing Gilman of next year. We
think
played
it's
there
in
a few
February.
times. We have some friends. Our friend Michael is the lead singer of a band called Tell Me here in the Bay Area. He has asked us to play what he has organized as Double Name Night.
There it is. Yeah, Johnny's got it in the chat.
So the
Yeah,
last
there it is.
time that we did it was Tell Me, Doctor, Mommy, Extra, and Our Flower. Let's see what the next Double Name Night comes out with.
It'll be a blast either way.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Right on. I'm looking really quickly. I'm looking through your previous shows. Hotel Utah you've played. Let's see.
Love Hotel Utah. Yeah.
Shout out to our friend Stefan Aronson, who books shows over there and is the lead for a group called Balanced Breakfast in the Bay Area. Musicians meet up.
Oh wow, you guys have played at Milk Bar. Milk Bar, San Francisco. Is that the same the one on?
That was
Haight
the
Street?
aforementioned couple.
Milk Bar. Is that the one on Haight?
That one more time.
On Haight Street?
We need to assemble
It's called Milk.
drums for this show.
Yeah. Don't order the milk.
Is that
there,
the
though.
place
Get it
right
here.
across from Amoeba? Is it across the street from Amoeba Records?
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dude, I
Milk
played there 20 years ago.
It's milk.
It's called Milk. I played there 20 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Milk Bar.
Yeah, it was called what was it? It was called Club Milk or something. Like I played there once. Or no, I played there several times.
Milk.
I can't even remember. Yeah, Cha 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 is across the
They're
street.
fun. They're cute. It's right next door to Whole Foods on Haight. It's basically like all the way
Yeah.
up against the park on Haight Street.
Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a cute spot. They got a great stage. Yeah.
And when you're outside of when you're done playing, get back in your car and lock the door.
Right.
I know that. I know that area. Yeah. Well, cool, dudes. Awesome. And yeah, I apologize. I know the is my like what do you call it? Reception looking really weird to you guys? Huh? Not me? I look okay.
No, you're
Okay,
good.
The reception's been
You are-
kind of weird.
As sexy as
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, well, you guys, Dr. Band from Oakland, Alex, is it Adrian? I can't rebound writing. I'm sorry. Alex, Adrian, and Karl, you guys, thank you so
With a
much.
K.
With a K. Yeah, Karl with a K. There you go. But you guys, I'll make it out to one of your shows at some point. The next show you're playing locally to me, I'll be playing my own gig, somewhere else that same day. But I'll definitely make one out. And
vice
I will
versa.
continue
Hopefully
to.
make it out to one of your shows later.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, I've been doing the YouTube thing for too long. It's just I'm online all the time.
No,
but,
I mean like a band.
What was that?
See Matt.
Oh, I mean a band show.
Uh-huh.
We will make it out to one of your the shows that you are performing at live. one of these days.
Yes. Also,
Oh,
quick
this
shout
is-
out to the chat. Matt, Smile is badass, and that's the one people love singing along to. So if you come to one of our shows, that's the one to sing.
There you go. Matt's Tube of You. Thank you so much. man. Thank you, dude. All right. Janice. Thank you, Janice. Peggy, all you guys. Okay, I'm gonna say thank you to our channel members really quickly. And then we'll say goodbye. Let me see. Where's the thing here? Thank you so much to our channel members here on Johnny Bean TV. Thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows. And I might see you guys tomorrow live from Guitar Center. I don't know. I go live at Guitar Center all the time. I don't know if you guys know, but maybe that's where I've seen those guitars actually.
Where?
Guitar Center? You guys know Guitar Center?
What guitar? Which one? Oh yeah,
Heard of it?
Well, one of them in San Jose.
That's okay.
One of them in San Jose.
That's
I stop by. I stop by. Oh, because Mondays actually I drive up to the East Bay on Mondays. Usually I'm up in the Walnut Creek, Danville, Dublin area, San Ramon area on Mondays. I used to live up there. So I make the trip. I make the trip all the time, and sometimes I'll stop by a Guitar Center and go live and whatever. But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And you guys, when their album comes out, I'll be posting the links in the chat during my other shows, and you guys will have to come back. Okay?
We'd love it. Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks for having us.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, you guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Johnny Bean TV. Here's the channel ID. Bye-bye.
Ready?
Ready.
Hi, this is Andy Summers, and you're watching Johnny Bean TV.
There we go. Right on. Right on, dudes. There
Are
it
we
is.
off air now?
We are, I think. Or not. No, we're not. Hang on.